Hey, Chris here. So there's been happenings lately in the world of Nostr. I made a video about Nostr. I'll link to it below. It's a decentralized protocol with different apps that run on top of it. One of the apps on the iOS platform is called Damus, D-A-M-U-S, Damus, and it's in the Apple App Store. And about a couple weeks ago, Apple came to Damus and said, "Look, you have to remove the ability to zap notes." Basically, zapping is when you give Bitcoin to like a tweet or a note. It's called a note in Nostr, but it's like a tweet, right? It's a post. So in pretty much every Nostr app, it's built in. You can actually send a little bit of Bitcoin to someone's post. If you like their post, you can zap them with some Bitcoin. So Apple came to Damus and said, "Oh, this is not allowed in our store," and they threatened to take the Damus app out of the Apple App Store. So Damus had to relent and take away the ability to zap individual notes, but you're still able to zap a profile, whatever. But you know what happens when Goliath tries to pound on David. David is smart. David figures it out, and David always beats Goliath. And so what happened was, let's go to the article here. Apple may not like it, but Zapple Pay finds a workaround for Bitcoin tipping on Damus. So that's right. These absolute savages who are developers on Nostr, freedom and liberty people, guess what? They figure out a way around it. If you're going to do something that's completely immoral and authoritarian, we're going to figure out a way around it. And so they did. It took probably less than 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and read this. The new third-party payment service claims to be independent of the Damus iPhone app that Apple has tried to restrict, and lets users tip one another on any app that runs on the Nostr protocol. So Zapple Pay. Zapple Pay is this new third-party payment service. Now you got Jack Dorsey, who's, by the way, a big proponent of Nostr. He posted, "Zaps always find a way." And he's exactly right. This is amazing. Last month, Apple threatened to remove the Bitcoin-friendly social media app Damus from its app store, allowing users to tip or zap each other with Bitcoin on content posted in the app, a prohibited practice the tech giant reportedly considers equivalent to selling digital media. Damus creator William Kasserin eventually conceded, resolving the standoff by removing the app's ability to send zaps on posts or notes. Users were still able to tip each other at the profile level. But now, a pair of independent developers, have come up with what appears to be a workaround. And they believe that this time, Apple may be all but powerless to stop them. On January 6th, barely 2 weeks after Kasserin's concession, the new Zapple Pay service went live. The brainchild of two Bitcoin developers who say they have no affiliation with Kasserin or Damus. They say they discovered a way to enable zaps via emojis. Since emojis are allowed on posts, the app's users can once again send zaps on posts despite Apple's restrictions. I'll come back to that little tweet. The two Bitcoin developers behind Zapple Pay are Ben Carman and Paul Miller. The pair are also co-founders of Mutiny Wallet, a browser-based, Lightning-enabled, and self-custodial Bitcoin wallet. By the way, I've heard great things about Mutiny Wallet. So, yeah. But let's look at this post by Adam Semeka. Bitcoin is speech. You can now zap users on Nostr by simply commenting on their post with a lightning emoji. Yes, this works in iOS. No, there is nothing Apple can do to stop it. Okay, so I will link to that article. You can read the full article. But I just wanted to let you know that this happened And by the way, everyone pretty much knows that within probably a few months or maybe 6 months or a year, Apple's going to reverse their decision and they're going to allow zapping on posts. Because what's happening now is Apple just doesn't really understand what's happening, but they kind of do. And they just want to clamp down on it. They want to use all their power to just make these decisions to thwart people and take away their freedoms and liberties. And look, they have every right to do so. It's their platform. No one's saying they can't do this. But, you know, the free flow of value it is the way of the world now, even though it hasn't become mainstream yet. But this way of these authoritarian corporations trying to control people and control value being moved around, it's over. So Goliath is losing. They've already lost. It just hasn't played out yet. So anyway, Nostr is a wonderful platform. Again, I'll link to my video about Nostr, but this should be, you know, really good news because, I mean, you should take this as really good news because it just shows again and again and again that these authoritarians, these immoral authoritarians, they're trying to take over everything and to clamp down on everything and to take, basically rob the people. But we're smart. We're going to come together. We're not going to let it happen. So don't forget, I do 2 meditation live streams each week, and also Podcast Engineering School. That's where I teach people how to be a podcast producer from home and earn a great living from home, being a professional podcast producer. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you want all that, and talk to you soon. Bye.